In the year of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston. This war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians. It was, like most wars, overstretched and too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time. The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it. 3 generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize, and came up with nothing. They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness. On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman. It offered, full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one it was unlikely to survive. Whatever doubt the men had about using the knowledge in that book, their mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered, the book was shut, and the dead were dead once more. The book was destroyed, but the world had noticed. Ralston had dark magic, and no shame in using it. Many enemies, without and within, were born that day. 1711. 3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in unleashing the spell. A beautiful baby boy. The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky. Shepherds took their flocks in, and old women lit candles in windows to ward off such an ill omen. You were taken from your mother, and left with a nursemaid for your first few days in this world. A distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. She largely ignored you, and when it was done, She told everyone what a fine job she did, and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since. You were born into wealth and status, and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child, and your father was often preoccupied with his work. Your mother, distant, sickly and delirious, you heard another mother say. Hoffman, the family steward, raised you more than they. It was a lonely childhood. 1718. You are 8 years old. You play with friends from school, 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children do not care for such things. Children are small and fast, and can outrun ghoul, at least when the sun is up. One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head. You stare in disbelief, a slow trickle of blood running down your face, partially blocking sight from your left eye. You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. She throws another stone at you, but you are ready and avoid it.
"Stay still! I need you to bleed enough for a ghoul to sniff you out,"
she calls out.
"I want to see them hunt."
You pick up a stick, and when she next flings a stone, you bat it aside. "Do that again and I'm coming over there. Night comes, the ghoul will find your beaten body waiting for them." She sized you up for a moment, then climbed out of the tree. "All right, calm down. I was only joking." She hung around for a bit, watching you play. Eventually, you invited her to join you. Soon, she became the 4th in your group. That night, you wake suddenly to find an old woman sitting at the end of your bed, whispering to herself.
"Where is my beautiful boy?"
She looks around the room.
"I'm coming to you, to find you."
Then she looks at you. Where her eyes should be are dark holes, not fleshy wounds, but an absence of anything. An endless blackness that hurts to look at. She looks at you.
"Are you him? Are you my baby?"
She begins to crawl up the bed towards you.
"Come to me, baby. Come, let me hold you in my arms."
As you hide under the sheets, you feel pressure on the bed as she approaches.
"My baby, my sweet babe."
Her hands, cold and bony, wrap around your own as they hold the sheet tight to your face. They gently but easily pull your hands from your face, removing your thin cotton defences. "Wake up, baby." Your mother's voice. You slowly open your eyes and see her standing there, smiling down at you. You were having a dream. I could hear you from my room. Come here. You dive forward and she wraps her arms around you, warm and fleshy and alive. That night, you sleep in her bed for the last time. 1721. One morning, your mother comes to your school. She takes you out, even though classes are not finished. She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her. It's her appearance that gives her away. She is normally so perfect, but her hair is out of place, her dress loose, her makeup faded. She brings you around the town. First you stop to buy sugared apples, then she takes you shopping. New clothes, new books, new toys. a luggage trunk. She brings you to the castle, and, with some whispered words and coins exchanged, the guard lets you into the grounds. You go to the pond and throw bread and watch fish pop their heads up to steal from the ducks. You walk the city walls, and the two of you take in the view. The sea to the west, the hills to the south, the forest to the east and north, and beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital.
That,
she tells you through teary eyes,
is where you're going. You won't understand until you're older. Maybe not even then. You need more than I can give you, more than I can be.
You protest. She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there. A watchman brings you home. There your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance. Hoffman brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best. A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen on rainy days, but today is sunny and clear-skied. As the carriage crests a hill, you can look back towards the city and see it all. The farms, the walls, the groves, the castle, the seas. Your home. How do you feel as you are taken away? I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder, will I ever understand? 1722. A year has passed. More quickly than you might have expected. Winter's first snow falls lightly outside. You watch from your dorm and reflect on your time here. You killed the time by dreaming up schemes and enacting them. You convince other students, even some faculty members, to part with their coin and other goods. 1725. Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next. Ultimately, you decided to follow in your father's footsteps and join the military. Perhaps it will gain you some favor with him. With your path decided, you found you had time before your training began, so you made the trip home to visit your parents and tell them of your plans. Your travel home feels faster than it was leaving. Perhaps mindset, perhaps age, perhaps because you have done it once already and can spy milestones. Whatever the reason, you arrive home to your mother and Hoffman awaiting you. Your father is not there, but joins you for dinner that evening. It had been 4 years since you were home. Not a long time for some, but a quarter of your life. You had this idea that you had matured, changed so much in that time, but your attempts to gain access to the library's restricted area are rejected. The master there refuses you. Those books are not for children. You tell her of the books available to you in the school and of your studies and how you are able for the secrets hidden in her library's vaults, but she assures you that your mind is not ready for what you would find within. Despite this, it is good to be home again, to see your friends and family, you have a good summer. As you leave for your new training, you wonder how long until you come home next, and how you will have changed by then. 1727. You are nearly 2 years into your training now, and it goes largely as expected. You miss home, but the pangs grow less as time passes. You are woken late one night and told to gather your things. You have been given an assignment. The training barracks is alive with people packing and being assigned equipment. Something is happening. You are placed in a new squadron, who are told they are to protect an ambassador. You are to rendezvous with them in a nearby town and ride with them out of the country. It is only once you are out of the country that you hear of the war. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital. So far its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel anything that tries to cross them. You request reassignment many times over the following year. It is always denied. Eventually, word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final blow was struck. Your father was at that battle, as was your uncle. You learn your uncle was wounded, but is well. Neither man died, though the same cannot be said for thousands of others in the country. You look up the other soldiers you trained with. Most were deployed across the country to help fight back the dead. Very few survived. Those that were not sent were ones like you, from prestigious families. You know you should have been sent to war with them, and like them, you should not have survived. 1729. Your training complete, you land your first post. You were assigned to the Navy and sent to sea to chase down corsairs operating in the Mediterranean. You are glad to have grown up in a port, even if it was only for a while. You watched the others struggle to find their sea legs for some time. The vessel you've been assigned to, the Lance, has several clashes with the corsairs in this region. They fight hard. You do not always win. The battle fuels me. These corsairs do not own the seas, and they never will. 1731. You are through the early years of your career now. You have earned some recognition and accolades, some time from work, and a purse are made available to you. As you take some time to enjoy this leave, a terrible thing happens to you. A night on the town ends with your leg being severely damaged. You met with your friends, Elsa, Laszlo, and Astrid. The four of you went to the local tavern. It is a busy night, with music playing on the stage and entertainers going from table to table. A fire roared, a pig was roasted, devilment was in the air. Many drinks in, you met a couple, Hetta and Jobst. They joined your group. You shared stories over beers. They were going to a party and invited you along. You decided to go, even though your friends were calling it a night. You, Hetta, and Jobst wandered the streets drunkenly laughing, sharing a bottle of pumpkin seed liqueur you'd bought at the tavern. They brought you through an alleyway, a shortcut. They stopped and took out a bag of powder. Hetta took a pinch and motioned to offer you some. As you grew near, she blew it in your face. Everything quickly became blurry, and then nothing. When you came to, you could not place where you were. Your head throbbed with a great pressure. You realized you were upside down, tied that way. You hung by your right ankle. Your left leg was tied behind your right one. Your knee bent at a 90-degree angle so your legs were perpendicular. Your arms were stretched out to your sides and folded back in at the elbow, then tied behind your back. You were tightly bound, unable to move. You could see out a window. You were high up. Inside the clock tower, you thought. There was movement around you. First, you heard Jobst speaking. No, not speaking. Chanting. A language you didn't know. You saw a figure walk before you. It wore a robe. You realized it was Hetta when you saw the hair coming from her hood. She saw you were awake. Jobst, the chanting stopped. Another robed figure walked out before you. "I am sorry," Jobst said, "that this is happening to you. You seem nice. We had hoped to find a sacrifice we'd feel less guilty about. I guess it's not really a sacrifice if it's something you wanted rid of." He smiled. There was a kindness there that didn't sit well in the situation. "The sun is coming up," Hetta said. Jobst stood. Without saying anything else, they left. You wondered how long it would be until you would be found and let down. Then you smelled the smoke. A fire. They were burning the tower. A panic washed over you. How long until the flames spread and you burned? The smoke filled the room. You coughed. A bell sounded. Soon, the smoke began to die out. Somebody passing in the early hours had seen the fire and sounded the alarm. They were able to extinguish the flames before the fire could properly take hold. Soon you were found and cut down. You still bear a scar on your ankle. Hetta and Jobst were never found. 1733. When you learned of your father's death, you were resting in your home. The ringing at the door alarmed you. It was late, too late for visitors. Unlikely an intruder would ring a bell, but nonetheless, you armed yourself. When you opened the door, the young woman must have seen your weapon, perhaps just your expression, and gasped. She apologized for delivering the news so late. The letter hit you hard. You fell to your knees there in the doorway, with that scared young woman, unsure what to say. Something changed in you then, and not for the better. I lost myself in a rage. I wanted him to see how well I'd done. I wanted to make him proud, but now I never could. Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards Marnes, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue sea beyond. You are almost home. Home to reclaim my life here now that the man who sent me away is dead.
Should we stop, sir?
This woman is a trickster. Don't let her appearance deceive you.
I'm not afraid of you. Thank you for helping me. I know you. You are the son of Zelig. I am sorry. It is a sad day, and Lord Zelig was a good man.
Be wary. Zelig dead the wolves are circling. The House of Van Ilstrik may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
Welcome home, my lord. I trust your journey was a pleasant one. If Sir wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
Zelik, is it time for bed? I'm afraid I fell asleep while reading. Your father is dead? Oh, my baby has returned! Your father will be so glad to see you. Your father. Your father. Oh.